If you've been socializing on autopilot, living off beige food, and can't remember when you last sat down on purpose, pause here. This week's doors open onto quiet rebellions, like time for yourself, secret kindness, actual rest, and maybe even a spot of joy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Quality of Life Quest. And this is week 3 of the Advent calendar. So if you've made it this far, well done. You've probably attended at least one gathering you didn't want to go to and eating something you didn't entirely enjoy. This particular stretch is designed to help you come back to yourself. Some time alone, act of kindness, bit of creativity, and the underrated joy of doing absolutely nothing. Think of it as the deep exhale before the final push. Let's dive into it. If your calendar has been triple booked for 3 different versions of you, it's time to pencil in the original. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Quality of Life Quest Advent calendar, day 15. By this point in December, your diary is probably wall to wall with commitments. Family gatherings, school things, work things, neighbor things, and the thing you said yes to without actually knowing what it was. And while all of it might be lovely, it's still a lot. And when your time is constantly claimed by others, you start to disappear from your own life. So, today's task: plan some time for yourself in the coming days. Not just hope for a quiet moment, but actually schedule it. Look at your diary, find a pocket of space, and make it official that space is yours. Maybe it's a walk, a bath, a solo trip to a cafe with a good book. Maybe it's putting on headphones and listening to some music that only you enjoy. Maybe it's staying in bed with no guilt, no agenda, nothing at all, just be in bed. Whatever recharges you, book it in. Treat it like an appointment, one you actually intend to keep. And because it's in your diary, you can say to other people that you've got something booked in already. You deserve space to breathe. I've learned this. It took me a long time. Sometimes I can be so stupid. Honestly, it takes me forever to learn things. But I've learned it the hard way. And for me, when I book something in, it's there. It's mine. And if I say it's non-negotiable, then I would be lying. But it needs to be something really special to make me skip the bit that I've scheduled for myself. So yeah, it's something I do for myself. Because I've learned that if I don't do it, it's not happening. The whatever gap in my diary will be taken over by something or someone. That's not how I want to live my life anymore. Even just a little bit of time here and there, being somewhere where I'm not needed, useful or entertaining, it does help me reset. It helps me to be more present in other moments of time, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. I'm just a better human being for it. Now, if your diary is already full to bursting point, maybe you can take 5 minutes to breathe or to light a candle and stare at it. No thoughts, just stare into candlelight, or sneak in a moment of silence when the kettle boils. Even the smallest pause can make a difference. There is no pressure and there's no guilt. How about your exercise, your movement practice? Still remembering it exists, and are you still doing it? Either way, it's excellent. Keep showing up, however that looks for you. Let me know in the comments, what kind of time are you giving yourself this week? What did you book in for yourself? And how do you want to feel when you come out of the other end of December? That's today's window opened. If you want tomorrow's gentle nudge to show up on time, subscribe now. Another small step towards clearing the decks and starting the new year afresh. And maybe finally spending time with someone you like. You. Up to a better quality of life. See you tomorrow. Bye. If you want to experience the true holiday spirit, today's your day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Quality of Life Quest Advent Calendar, day 16. The holiday can be noisy with performative giving, the kind that's wrapped in sparkle and broadcast on social media. But the deepest kind of generosity, the kind that lands in the heart and lingers, that usually happens quietly. Anonymous kindness reminds us that connection isn't always about being seen. It's about seeing someone else. So today's task is do something kind today and do it anonymously. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to cost anything. It just has to come from a place of genuine goodwill. You could leave a note of encouragement for a stranger, drop a treat on a neighbor's doorstep, do a chore or errand that someone's struggling with without taking credit. And the anonymity is part of the magic. It is not about being thanked. It's about being kind for its own sake. When I was raised with don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You don't talk about it, you don't strut, you don't pose, you just get on with your day. And it's something that left a really deep mark within me. So often nowadays, people do something good, but then want the recipient to be with them in a frame or video or photo on social media. There's something off there from my point of view. You give because you want to give, not because you want anything out of it. And I've been on the receiving end too. The unexpected card, the anonymous delivery, the helpful thing that was suddenly magically done. And in a time of need, that is such a blessing, such a blessing. Sure, I would have loved to say thank you to the person who facilitated it or done it, but knowing that that wasn't why the person had done it, it was amazing. It felt wonderful. And it sticks with you. Well, at least it stuck with me. Not knowing who did it somehow makes it more meaningful. It's a bit like the world itself remembered that you exist, that you're there. If you can't think of something anonymous to do today, do something kind anyway, or plan something for the week ahead. Even just noticing when you could help is part of shifting your awareness outwards. And then again, there's no pressure, no guilt. Are you still doing your chosen movement? Brilliant. Still completely forgot? That's okay too. Just notice where you're at today and begin again, if you like. Let me know in the comments what kind of anonymous kindness did you send into the world. You can be cryptic or just say it involved biscuits or chocolate peanuts. Ooh. Anyway, never mind. That's today's window opened. If you want tomorrow's gentle nudge to show up on time, subscribe now. Another small step towards clearing the decks and starting the new year fresh. And maybe adding just a little more kindness to a world that sorely needs it. Up to a better quality of life. See you tomorrow. If your eyes are tired from screens and your brain feels like a spreadsheet, today is for stories. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Quality of Life Quest Advent Calendar, day 17. December can turn even the most interesting minds into logistical machines. The list, the planning, the people, the prep. But your mind needs rest too. And one of the best ways to give it that rest is a good read. Something you want to read, not something you have to. So today's task is read. Read for pleasure. It can be a novel, a blog, a magazine article, a collection of poems, anything that makes you want to keep going. Find a cozy corner, silence your phone, make a hot drink and sink in. This is your moment. A few pages of peace in a season of noise. For me, reading is the fastest way to remember who I am. It holds up a mirror what resonates, what doesn't. It stops the swirl of the outside world and let me step into someone else's. I always have a couple of books on the go. They're usually useful books, but today I'll be choosing one not because it's good for me, but because it's fun. Or maybe not fun, but it's something I want to read rather than what I have to read. What if you can't settle into a book today? That's fine. Try an audiobook whilst you walk, reread a favorite poem, or flick through a beautiful cookbook or, some sort of magazine. Words are everywhere. Find the ones that feed you. And yet again, there's no pressure, there's no guilt. Are you still with your movement practice? Even a stretch count? Keep showing up. Now, let me know in the comments, what are you reading or what do you wish you were reading? Share your recommendations. Someone else might fall in love with your favorite too. And I know for sure that I'll be reading your comments because I'm always on the lookout for a good book. That's today's window opened. If you want tomorrow's gentle nudge to show up on time, subscribe now. Another small step towards clearing the decks and starting the new year fresh. And maybe getting lost in a story you didn't know you needed. Up to a better quality of life. See you tomorrow. Bye. Your inbox might be full, your to-do list overflowing, but your creative brain probably starving. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Quality of Life Quest Advent Calendar Day 18. We were never meant to live in spreadsheets alone. Creating something, anything, can open up parts of your brain that December stress tends to shut down. Now, you don't need to be an artist, you just need to be curious. This is the day you planned for back on day 2. All those ingredients? It's time to put them together. Anything you like. Paint, sew, knit, collage, bake something new, do some woodwork, try craft from your childhood. It's all fine. Let your brain relax. Let your hands take over and see what happens. When I'm making something, the rest of the world goes quiet. Not because it's perfect, but because it's mine. I don't create for an audience. I create for myself because I want to make something. For me, quite often that's knitting. I can't read a pattern for toffee, not even to save my life, but I am able to create garments from scratch without a pattern because I make it up as I go along. I make a sketch and I get on with it. It's an interesting thing to see how my brain works when I do that. And I like it. I really like it. Anyway, if you need permission to be creative, because for some people it's been beaten out of them, if you need permission to be creative, here's your permission slip. Not that you need it. It's your life after all, but permission granted. What if you don't have time for a full creative session? Just doodle whilst you're on hold on the phone. Make something silly with whatever's on your desk. Or do one tiny step of your bigger project. It all counts. There's no pressure. There's no guilt. Are you still remembering to move? Even a 2-minute stretch keeps the habit alive. You're doing great. Let me know in the comments, what did you make? Or what are you planning to create next? That's today's window opened. If you want tomorrow's gentle nudge to show up on time, subscribe now. Another small step towards clearing the decks and starting the new year fresh. And maybe finally using that craft supply stash you've been ignoring since 2020. Up to a better quality of life. See you tomorrow. Bye. Today's prescription. 1 blanket, 1 comforting drink, and a mystery to unravel. What is tonight's story? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Quality of Life Quest Advent Calendar Day 19. We're so often told to do more, be more, achieve more, finish more. But sometimes what your mind, body and spirit really needs is rest. Today's task? Watch a festive film. Go full holiday cheese or pick a personal classic. Light a candle, make popcorn, invite someone to join you or go solo and soak it in. This is about joy, not productivity. You have permission to pause. For me, movie night is a treat. It's escapism. It's a moment of rest. The mind, body, spirit, it slips into a world that's, completely different from my own, because I can see my own life every day. When I watch a movie, I want to see something else. And when the film hits right, it reminds me that stories move you in ways that to-do lists never will. And I can remember a couple of films that I've seen that left a mark on me. It left a different emotion on me. And when I got out of that film, I was a different person because of that particular movie. Very interesting indeed. And especially around Christmas, that could be a good thing. If you don't have time or you don't want to commit to a full film, watch a short film or a favorite scene or a feel-good TV episode, or just sit and watch your fairy lights twinkle a bit. It all counts. There's no pressure, no guilt. Still remembering that exercise thing? Stretch while the credits roll. You're doing great. Let me know in the comments, what are you watching tonight? Any must-watch recommendation for the rest of us? That's today's window opened. If you want tomorrow's gentle nudge to show up on time, subscribe now. Another small step towards clearing the decks and starting the new year fresh. And maybe finally watching that one film you always said you will. Up to a better quality of life. See you tomorrow. Bye. If you're carrying something heavy but invisible, today might be the day to put it down. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Quality of Life Quest Advent Calendar Day 20. Forgiveness isn't always about the other person. I would even argue it isn't about the other person at all. It's about freeing up your own emotional space, your headspace, your bandwidth. If it's occupied by something someone said or something that happened or didn't happen, it's time to resolve that. So when something unresolved keeps tugging at the edges of your thoughts, a resentment, a regret, a sting from long ago, it takes energy to hold on to it. Way more than you realize. Now, you don't have to excuse what happened. And you definitely do not have to forget it, because I think remembering is a good thing. You want standards, and not only high standards. You need to know what the bottom standard is as well. But you can decide to stop carrying things around. So today's task, take a moment today to consider who or what still holds a piece of my energy. Who do I need to forgive? Do I need to forgive myself? And if you're ready, name it. Out loud, or on paper, or in your thoughts. But if at all possible, out loud is a good one, and writing it down, you can express yourself in different ways. The times I've sat and my handwriting can be really, really neat, but when I sat writing and scratching the paper because I was so angry or impatient or whatever it was, yeah, it's a way to let go. Anyway, you can write a letter which you don't send, or you can speak it into the air, or you can write it down and safely burn it. Safely burn it. You don't just go around and burning things inside a house. It might set off the smoke alarm. So yeah, be careful with that. Forgiveness is a one-sided act. Now, you may think you have to meet with a person or you have to do things. No, it's not necessary. It's a one-sided act, and you don't need permission. You just need willingness. Let it go, even if it's just a little bit. For me, forgiveness can be one of the hardest thing I do, especially forgiving myself. Is I've got a hard time with that, and sometimes the most important part. There are people I have forgiven without ever hearing I'm sorry. And there are moments I've needed to forgive myself for simply being human. And every time I do, I feel lighter. And it feels as if my gut unclenches a bit. For me, I hold things in my gut. And when I do things like forgiving, my gut feels better. Now, what if you're not ready for that today? That's okay. It's deep work. Maybe you can just name the feeling. Or maybe you can notice where the tension is in your body. like I just said, for me, it's my gut. Even awareness is a step. No pressure, no guilt. Let me know in the comments, what does forgiveness mean to you? Is there something you're ready to release? And when you've done so, how does it feel? That's it for today. If you want tomorrow's gentle nudge to show up on time, subscribe now. Another small step towards clearing the decks and starting the new year fresh, and maybe breathing just a little bit easier. Up to a better quality of life. See you tomorrow. Bye. If your brain's been noting down everything that's not done, not working, or not enough, this one's a gentle shift. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Quality of Life Quest Advent Calendar, Day 21. Gratitude doesn't ignore problems, it just helps balance the perspective. Our brains are wired to scan for danger and incompletion, which is handy for survival, but not great for joy. Writing down what you're grateful for regularly and specifically helps change the filter. You start noticing what's good and it starts to add up. So today's task, start a gratitude jar. Find a jar, any jar, could be an old jam jar, it's all fine, a pen and some paper. And today, write down one thing you're grateful for. Be specific. What happened? How did it make you feel? Why did it resonate with you? Date it. And then you add it to the jar. Once you've written your note, put it in the jar. And then you keep adding to it whenever you feel something good, whether it's small or big, it's all fine. And when you need it, when you're in a moment of blah, you open the jar and you read what you've written. You let it remind you of what's good and solid and still true. Personally, I write my gratitude in a book, but a jar is more random and it's a first step into writing gratitude. If you write gratitude in a gratitude journal, for myself, I expect myself to write down something every single day. And it started out with 3 things. I'm up to 10 things. And what it does to your brain is it makes your brain scan during the day. It makes you scan for good things that have happened. I really enjoy it. A jar is a great starting point. And to write something down maybe once a day or just whenever it happens, that is a good starting point. And there's something grounding about stopping for long enough to put joy into words. It turns moments into memories. It connects a different part of your brain. If you haven't got a jar, no problem. Use a box, a folder, or a note on your phone, a document, whatever it is, it's all fine. It's the noticing that matters and it's the writing down that matters. Are you still doing your movement? Or moving through the day in new ways? Excellent. Keep on going. Let me know in the comments. What are you grateful for today? And maybe your answer will lift someone else's spirit. That's today's window opened. If you want tomorrow's gentle nudge to show up on time, subscribe now. Another small step towards clearing the decks and starting the new year fresh. And maybe creating a treasure trove of tiny joys. Up to a better quality of life. See you tomorrow. Bye. That's the end of week 3. And what a week it was. 7 days of gentle nudges to help you find a bit of sanity amongst the seasonal circus. We've cleared the decks a little bit more and hopefully you've all had a chuckle along the way. I will see you for the home stretch next week. Like, subscribe and share. May the road rise up to meet you. Until next time, see you. Bye.